Decades, Park Chevrolet has been committed to giving back to this community in which our employees and customers live, work, and thrive every day. But the cause of helping those affected by lung cancer hits home to us. Having lost my father, the founder of Park Chevrolet, to this disease back in 2010. It is through the efforts of each participant that research and education are being funded to save lives, giving us more lung cancer survivors like our heroes here today. I am pleased to introduce one of those outstanding individuals, Jenner Lee, who will share her story with us. Jenner was diagnosed with lung cancer in 2009, leading to a successful surgery to remove the tumor. And in celebration of her 11 years of survivorship, we're honored to hear her journey.
Thank you, Park Chevrolet, for that intro. Hi, my name is Jenner Lee, and I'm a lung cancer survivor. How do you tell a 7-year-old that they did not give you lung cancer? The year was 2009, and I had just come back from a week-long business trip. Having worked some very long hours, I was a bit tired and just needed a little R&R. At the same time, my daughter, who had seasonal asthma, had a really bad flare-up. Normally, she had these flare-ups in December, but for some reason, she was having a really bad flare-up in March. Out of the blue, very odd. She would cough all night, and she just wanted her mommy to lay down beside of her and comfort her, and that's exactly what I did. And she would cough and cough and cough, and apparently she had something viral mixed in, and that came out in me in the form of bronchitis. Well, I had had bronchitis before, and I knew a trip to the doctor and a Z-Pak would be all I need to take care of the wheezing and coughing I was having. But after a couple of days with my Z-Pak and expecting to feel better, I didn't. I got worse. The coughing increased, the wheezing got worse. Doing small tasks, I was just winded, short of breath, very tired and weak. I talked to my sister and she convinced me, you ought to return to the doctor. This might be going into pneumonia. So I did return. It was a Thursday, and he said, I could hear you wheezing when I came down the hallway. Let's send you downstairs for an x-ray. So he sent me down, and he said, I'll call you later on and give you the results. I went about my business that day working, and the phone rang later that afternoon, and it was my PA, and he said, they found a spot on your x-ray. I want you to have a CAT scan in the morning. Well, when I heard he said I had a spot on my lung, I thought, well, there must be some mistake. Maybe there's just something was on the x-ray. He said, come by in the morning and pick up your order, and I want you to have a CAT scan. So I did. And when I came by the doctor's office, I left a note and I said, if there's any way possible, would you please call me before the end of the day so I don't have to worry over the weekend? So I went and had my CAT scan, went back to my home office, and worked all afternoon and waited and waited. And as many of you know, those of you who have gone through this, you know the waiting is the worst. Finally, at 5 p.m., the phone rang. I looked down expecting to see my PA's name on the phone, and instead, it was my doctor. I said, well, if the doctor's calling, it can't be that good. He told me that the CAT scan had revealed a tumor in my upper left lobe. And he said, you're otherwise healthy. Go about your weekend. Try not to worry. And I want you to have a PET scan next week. So the following week, I had a PET scan, and it did indeed confirm that I was positive for a tumor in my upper left lobe. And after many doctor visits later, surgery was scheduled for May of 2009, and they were either going to wedge it out or a bigger incision for a little more extensive work. They wouldn't know exactly what they were dealing with until they got inside. So after surgery was done, that's the first thing I asked, small incision or large? And they said it was large, and I had to lose my entire upper left lobe to lung cancer. But my surgery was successful. And I know so many survivors out there that have similar journeys, and we all understand each other. And I'll spare you the details of my recovery, but it's the hardest thing I've ever been through. But my story has a happy ending, and so many stories do not. And that's why I do what I can to help fight the fight, to help others. Do you know that every 2 minutes, someone in the United States is diagnosed with lung cancer? Every 2 minutes. Sometime during your day-to-day, please take 2 minutes of silence, and in that 2 minutes, know that someone was diagnosed with lung cancer. Over the past 5 years, we've gained a greater understanding of the biology of lung cancer. And with that information, new treatments have come about. But in order to continue that great progress, we need the funding. We need funding to do more education, more awareness, more research, and access programs. Early detection is key, so please, please know the symptoms of lung cancer. Coughing that won't go away, coughing up blood, shortness of breath, exhaustion, weakness, wheezing, back or chest pain, hoarseness, losing weight and not even trying. Education, awareness, research, access programs. We need your help. Any donation would be so welcomed. Every bit, it all adds up. Thank you for all of you who are joining us today on this virtual Lunge Forward 5K run, walk, and celebration as we celebrate survivors, caregivers, friends, and families that are dealing with this. We can work together and find a cure for lung cancer.